I've been wanting to get into the podcast was RPGs. Okay, specifically JRPGs. And you've heard me say that, right?
What?
You've heard me say that.
J?
J.
I've never heard the J in front.
What do you think the J stands for?
I'm assuming Japan.
Yeah, Japanese role-playing games. So there are like two kind of categories.
You're saying that as if it's one long word.
Japanese role-playing games.
Okay.
JRPG.
Okay.
The other, like the alternative, the main alternative is a WRPG, which is a Western role-playing game.
Cowboys and Indians.
No. No, not like a Western, but like a Western, like American or European developed. It's about who develops
Are
it.
you telling me that European games are considered Western?
So yes,
What is the logic in that?
Okay, you're thinking of logic like it has a place here. It doesn't. Okay, so you have Japanese role-playing games, and then pretty much everything else is a WRPG. That's well typically what it is it's RPGs with a Western influence or a Japanese influence. They fall into those two categories. So you will find games developed by American developers, indie developers, European developers that fall into the JRPG. You can tell like that's what definitely motivated them to make the game.
Okay.
There is very big differences. So Western RPGs are more like The Witcher.
Okay.
So I know we're only talking about that because we've played it together a little bit before, but there's a lot of other games like Skyrim. You know, those are definitely Western RPGs. It has a lot to do more with typically a big expansive world with branching quests, and when you talk to somebody, you have like several different options of what you're going to say, and then every time you say something, it's like branching differently.
Okay.
Typically, in my eyes, they're a lesser quality because they're going for a larger scope. And the Japanese games, as you see with the game we're about to talk about, are typically very more focused. Yes, there's branching paths and stuff, but it's a more focused story. Stories and character progression is very like an integral part of it. Nowadays, there's more of a blending of it all. But like the game that we're playing, which is Ni no Kuni. Oh, I was going to ask you if you remember the name.
I'm really glad that you did not.
Ni no Kuni. That is very much a Japanese RPG. And it's a game that I've never beat, but I've started a few times. I think you may be getting further than I've ever got, honestly. And that's only because, not that I didn't like it, but, you know, life gets in the way. Other games get in the way. So Ni no Kuni originally was a DS.
I can't